Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. We're back with some more Dokkan Battle content. Today, if you're seeing this, kind of spoilers, but obviously, we will hopefully be beating, finally, the Space Traveling Warriors mission on the legendary GT Goku event. Now, this team should be more than capable in doing it. They're like, this isn't one of those videos where it's like, hey, I've tested this team like 2-3 times and I've beaten it every single time. You should use this if you don't have BOUJACK. To be fair, I did say I was going to give this another go for about a month or two now. After I saw Master Ningun's video on how to beat Space Traveling Warriors category mission for this event without BOUJACK. Which I did watch. I think I watched the majority of it. I didn't watch all of it, I do know that, but I did watch the majority of it. And since the same name update, you can do it. It's not overly difficult, but obviously you still need to have some kind of RNG in your favor. But by no means am I saying, hey, this is the team to use. I've tested this so many times and now we're doing it here and you should be using all these units. I actually kind of expect this team to be able to do relatively well in this event, just because purely Space Traveling Warriors stroked the Terrifying Conquerors team, which is also what the Master Ningun did. The only difference is he had, I won't do the differences, I'll say the whole team. He had Strength Dokkan Fest Cooler, of course, for the Terrifying Conquerors lead. He also had both free-to-play coolers, the AGL EZA one and of course the Tech one, because they both stack defense. He had the EZA LR Strength First Form Freezer, and he had the EZA Scouter Vegeta, which we also have. So for the most part, it's a pretty defensive team. You know, you have the Strength Transforming Cooler, who, you know, gets criticals and additionals by facing a pure or hybrid Saiyan, which of course Goku is. You have Vegeta, who gets something extra for facing Goku's family, but I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what it is. Of course, you have the Int Freezer, which guards everything, amazing for this type of event. Both coolers, for both free-to-play coolers, both stack their defense. EZA LR First Form Freezer also, he's pretty good in slot 1. So that team is obviously very well constructed, especially after the same name update, to take on this event, to be quite bulky. But it probably will definitely take you a bit longer, especially depending on RNG. As I said, this team isn't one of those where it's like I've gone off and constructed this team and formulated who I'm going to use, and I've tested it like 2-3 times, and I've beaten this event with this team so many times. You should use this if you don't have BOUJACK. I mean, to be fair, you probably should and can use this if you have the units, if you don't have BOUJACK, because I'm also doing it. That doesn't matter. But yeah, this team, just on paper, it should just absolutely clock Goku in this event. You know, over the last couple of months, to be fair, Space Traveling Warriors, I say specifically, but yes, specifically, Space Traveling Warriors in general has got some decent units added to it, especially when it comes to, funny enough, I don't know if it's ironic, but ironically enough, maybe, for the fact that we're going to transform you straight away. I still wish I had this guy. He's so good. At least now we can stack his attack, which means he's going to be doing huge damage. But yeah, Space Traveling Warriors, and specifically Space Traveling Warriors that also go on the Terrifying Conquerors team, they've been some huge buffs to this team over the last couple months. I mean, quite obviously. I mean, we had LR Full Power AGL Freezer for the 350 million download celebration, which I don't think we've seen a unit clock that type of damage effortlessly in the legendary GT Goku event before. You know, he already does ridiculous damage anyway, stacks, you know, defense on Ultra Super, stacks attack on Super, criticals Goku all the time, which means he's constantly doing ridiculous damage. You're hardly ever struggling for ki with the teams you take him on, which is why I actually really do like Wicked Bloodline and Terrifying Conquerors. They're such good teams. The synergy is amazing, and it applies here as well. So yeah, there was him. We now have EZA Final Form Cooler, who, I mean, we took into the legendary GT Goku event the other day, and he was just a monster, an absolute monster. Did he just attack 3 times? I mean, he launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack anyway. I think he did because there's 2 dupes in this. That means he stacks his attack 3 times in 1 turn. That's huge. But yeah, you have the Easy A Final Form Cooler, as I said, was an absolute monster in the Legendary GT Goku event the other day. Like, he was literally tanking about triple digits against full power SJ4 Goku when he was fully built up. Which is... It's ridiculous. Like, it is an absolute joke how good that Easy A is. 100% one of the best 120 Easy A's in the entire game, no doubt. As I said, we also have the Beam Struggle Vegeta, who's going to be clocking Goku for... I need to check what he actually does against Goku family enemies. All I know is there is a boost to what he can do because he's facing Goku family enemies. We have the Guarding Frieza as well, the Easy A one, who's just amazing for this type of event. Of course, we also have Cooler as well, who's constantly getting additionals and crits against Goku because he's a pure Saiyan. So, I mean, this team's had a lot of buff to it over the last few months because of, I mean, mainly 2 units. I mean, all the Ginyu Force units can go on this team as well, which means even if you're missing quite a few of these, you could actually take all the easier Ginyu Force units with full power LR Frieza if you do have him, the AJ01 from the 350 million download celebration, and you could probably do it with that team as well. If RNG is partially in your favor, but it's definitely doable. But I think purely with LR full power, you know, Frieza from the 350 million download celebration and the Easy A Final Form Cooler now on global, I think doing this event or completing the Space Traveling Warriors mission, actually we're going to take less damage if I do it like this. Completing the Space Traveling Warriors mission without BOUJACK, I think, has never been easier. Over the last probably, what, 3, maybe 4 months at a push, with the introduction of the same name update, because then you could run the coolers that stack, the free-to-play coolers that stack their defense on Super, and, you know, other units together on one team, which makes your team a bit more bulkier. As I said, you have the LR Frieza from 350 mil, you have Easy A Final Form Cooler. Over the last few months, this team has been boosted massively. So as I said, by no means is this, I've tested this team out, you know, you should be taking these units into, I mean, you should be taking them anywhere if you have them, because it'll make it a hell of a lot easier, especially if you don't have BOUJACK. But this isn't one of those where I've gone off, I've had to test the team out, rotate out some units, try some other units on the team, done it like 6 to 10 times, and gone, this is the team to use if you don't have BOUJACK to complete the mission, and then come back and gone, I'm doing it here for you now. Literally nowhere near that in the slightest. It is, as I said, on paper, this team should, you should be beating Goku event, the GT Goku event, with this team because of how good it is. I mean, and one of the main factors I said is literally this guy, even without the Easy A Final Form Cooler, which by the way just makes this team even more stacked, because I mean, I've already said how good his Easy A is. It is literally without having level 10 links, he's one of the best 120 Easy A's, and he's a very good Easy A as well. But if you have him level 10 links, couldn't even say it properly, if you have him level 10 links as well on top of being rainbowed, he's probably one of the best Easy A's in the entire game. It's just as simple as that. He's probably one of the best Easy A's in the entire game, and no question, like no question. Which is why, as I said before, he's going to be a unit I get to level 10 links next when I finish my next batch. So yeah, I mean, the team is pretty stacked. I mean, I've already gone through all the units. The team is pretty stacked, and for the most part, as I said, you don't even need the Easy A Final Form Cooler. As I said, he just makes the team even more beefier. As long as you have probably the LR Final Form, not Final Form, as long as you have the LR Full Power Frieza, you're probably more than fine, just because of how much he mollywops this entire event. It's literally purely because of how much damage he'll do, that you probably won't even be taking much damage yourself anyway. We haven't seen a lot of third form Frieza, so you are barely built up, my friend, so I will be popping a Whis to be safe. I do have him on the team purely just because I like using him. With Frieza being on the team, taking one of the free-to-play callers who stack defense probably isn't the best idea, because they won't be able to build up their defense all too much, because Frieza will just be flying through the event, as we've discussed before. So that's why I've got that Frieza there as well. Plus, when we get to full power session for Goku, the type advantage and him constantly raising attack on Super, which to be fair, he hasn't actually done a lot because he hasn't had the chance to, because of how much damage we've been doing with Final Form Cooler, with the Easy A Final Form Cooler, the Transforming Cooler, the LR Frieza. he hasn't really had a chance to do any damage. Or super attack, shall I say, even with the additionals, or not even super attack, just attack. He builds a, no, he, am I being stupid? I've forgotten what he does. No, he raises attack on super attack. Yeah, I was right. He's barely got to super anyway. It's the fact that the additionals can both become supers. That's the part I forgot about. So yeah, we haven't really raised it too much, but even so, he'll still be doing decent amount of damage because of the type advantage, and that's why he's here. And even on rotation every now and then, he's doing a bit of extra damage because we are. Oh no, he's supplying. LR Full Power Freezer's doing a bit of extra damage because he's supplying LR Full Power Freezer with what, attack and defense plus 40% for all sworn enemies category, for all sworn enemies category allies. So yeah, I mean, this is probably a better time than any to probably complete the Space Traveling Warriors category mission on the Legendary GT Goku event if you are missing BOUJACK. And on top of that, taking a BOUJACK friend is great as well, because not only is he a fantastic unit, like I really do wish I had him. Not that I really need him, probably at this point, because of how much, you know, how much boosting the Space Traveling Warriors category's got over the last few months. He also supports the team, which is great. He does lose the support once you transform him, but he does support the team if, of course, you do keep him untransformed. But building up his attack is it's not something that I kind of wanted to kind of miss out on. Do you know what I mean? Because I had to, you know, if you didn't notice, I do have his wiki up right now. McDonald's Coke hits different. If you think otherwise, there's something wrong with you. But yeah, I do have his wiki up right now because I literally didn't know what he did. I didn't know what he did because I don't have him, so I haven't really paid attention to him. But like raising his attack on super is, I mean, it's good. Defense would have been better, but on top of what he does already, just means his damage output is very good. Very good. Key plus 3 attack, and this is post transformation, by the way. Key plus 3 attack and defense plus 180%. On top of the fact he raises attack on super is ridiculous. Launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. This BOUJACK also has 2 dupes in, which, I mean, you saw earlier, we super attack 3 times, which means you're building up your attack even quicker at some points, potentially. Attack plus 30% and defense plus 15% when attacking with 3 or more key spheres obtained, plus an additional attack plus 30% and defense plus 15% when attacking with 6 or more key spheres obtained, which means his damage output is just a bit ridiculous. Like, it's just a bit ridiculous. Now, do I heal here? To be fair, third form freezer is up to a 600k attack stat, which is very nice. I think we're going to rotate LR Full Power Freezer off just to be safe, because I kind of want to avoid using an item here. We will build his defense up, and we did get a lot of health back because of them orbs. But we will build his defense up at least once this turn, because we're supering before he gets hit. We are getting supered now, which is great. I mean, you couldn't sort of super attack a better unit in this rotation than the freezer that guards everything. Even getting a 1.6 milli crit himself. Love to see that. 2.2 million attacks out for our third form freezer. If you can get the additionals and make them supers, that would be fantastic. Okay, maybe not. He literally just... I say this all the time. It's almost like the game hears what I'm saying and they're like, we're going to do the complete opposite of what you're asking for. Literally, it's like they hear me and they're like, yeah, how about no? Literally. I'm going to keep this rotation now. Cooler is... I think he's either... I can't remember the numbers. Look, by the way, look at strength Cooler's attack stat, by the way. Ridiculous. I can't remember the numbers exact. So, final form, EZA final form Cooler is either fully built up right now, or he is close to being like one or, I think, potentially one more super, or one more attack, and he's fully built up. But I can't quite remember the numbers exactly. I'll be able to tell after when he's supering because of the attack stat. It's usually up to 5.8 million when he's done. So yeah, he's done. He's definitely... Really? Can you get another additional, please? Okay, you did additional, but you didn't additional super. Goku be moving like a bitch. You know to be dodging his super attack, because you know you're going to be clocked for damage, but too bad you ain't dodging this one. And you were the space dust. Yeah. There's another one for your troubles. So yeah, I mean, if you haven't done this mission yet, I mean, I don't think I have to tell you. If you have majority of these units that I have running on the team right now, go do it. As I said, I think after the same name update and all literally not even the Easy A cooler, literally just the freeze, if you have him from 350 mil, go do this, because you're more than capable now after that and the same name update, 100%. What's BOUJACK's attack stat up to? He's up to 500k. Not that much, but we're okay. We still have a Whis active. So this turn's kind of... We won't be taking hardly any damage on this turn, basically. But yeah, as I said, if not... I mean, do you even... I would even say, even if you don't have the LR Final Form Freezer from 350, and you have Cooler, who, I mean, a lot of you probably have, because he's been out for about 3-4 years now. With him Easy Aid, this is still more than doable after the same name update. Even if you don't have Freezer. Freezer makes it a hell of a lot easier. But if you don't have Freezer and you have the Easy A Final Form Cooler, literally build this team. You don't even need the further form Freezer anyway. Take him off, even if you don't have, like, even if you have him, potentially even take him off and put both the free-to-play coolers on this team, and you're golden. Golden cooler. See what I did there? But yeah, literally take the Freezer off, the third form Freezer. And if you don't have LR Final Form Freezer from 350, doesn't matter. If you have Easy A Cooler, you're completely fine, because then you can put both free-to-play coolers who stack defense on the team as well. And you should be able to beat this event, no problem. We're about to finish you off in style with Freezer's active. I'm the strongest in the universe. And that is why, you horrible. You must die by my hand. Yeah, so as I said, even if you don't have Freezer, and even if you don't have, like, as I said, you can take off the third form Freezer anyway. If you have Cooler and you Easy Aid him, great. If you have, well, you should have, because they're free-to-play units, both those free-to-play coolers, which again, you should have their free-to-play units, the stack defense. I've even got a new record again. This is all because, literally, the last 2 videos that we've gone into GT Goku event, we have taken the Easy A Final Form Cooler, and he's lowered our time twice. Which is kind of mad. I mean, I hope that also shows you how good he is. Yes, there was a whole video on how good he is anyway, and how he holds up in Goku event, but I've literally beaten my record twice in 2 videos when he's been on the team. I think that just kind of shows you a bit extra that how good he is. We actually don't have enough to get. I'm really 1 ticket off. But yeah, I mean, as I said, if you're missing Freezer, and even then you don't even need the third form Freezer, literally just run the team like... Should be able to remember it anyway. Take these 2 off and then put both the free-to-play coolers on. Literally, you'll be fine. Because then you won't be running through the event as quickly, because Freezer's in there, which means both those free-to-play coolers can build up their defense a bit more. And then the Transforming Cooler and the Easy A Final Form Cooler will be running the show, especially once that Easy A Final Form Cooler is built up. So yeah, I said, even if you are missing Freezer, you have alternatives, especially because of the same name update as well. I will leave that Mars Ningen video pinned down in the comments if you do want to see it as well, because, I mean, it did kind of help me realize that I could do this now, but even more the fact that with the units that have come out recently. But if you have enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace.